Here we go. When it comes to, on page 90, okay, when it comes to loans or mortgages, credit cards, it doesn't matter. Anything where you owe money. Line of credit, it doesn't matter. You owe money. That's the bottom line here. I want you to think of it this way. If you ever get a loan or a mortgage, it'll be a set amount, whatever you need. You just have to make sure you take the down payment away because you're paying that off, but the rest is the loan. There will always be a finance charge unless it's your parents or a good friend lending you the money. There's always going to be some interest. I'm going to make this bar a little taller just to allow me to write stuff in it. Okay. And believe me, this is going somewhere. Or finance charge. Okay. So every time you think of it, the bank says, no, you're not going to pay us back just the loan. You're going to also pay us back with interest, right? They're going to collect a bigger bar than what you started with. Okay. And so here are your payments. Every single payment, this is a smaller bar for a reason, because obviously the payments are smaller, correct? Every single payment consists of something we call the principal and something called interest. Every single payment has a principal portion and an interest portion. This is, right? This is technically the initial, this is going to be the big principal, but every payment has those two components as well. And so as you make a payment, you shave off a little bit of what you owe, right? You make another one, you cut off a bit more. By the way, the payment, the amount you cut down grows slightly every payment. You pay off a little bit more than before because the interest is going down. The amount you owe is going down. The interest, right? The portion of your payment that goes towards interest is also accumulating. Okay? So you're slowly filling up this amount that the bank has already determined. Page 90. The bank has already predetermined what that total amount will be, as well as obviously they already know how much the loan was. You're going to repay that and then some. Okay, but slowly you're filling up this chunk and you're filling up this chunk. Once your payment is completely done, both of these chunks are going to be fully filled up. Okay, that's how I want you to think of this chunk here. And so this portion right here, right, the interest that you accumulate over time, you can find by using sum of interest. And obviously this is start and, right, you need to have those two entries there. This portion right here, and remember, this is growing. I wish I could have this animated, right? That it just, right, like it could go up and down. This is what we call, anybody? Sum of principal. And that's your start and. So that's basically how much of the actual loan have you paid up? How much interest have you paid up until that point, right? We could ask you at any point. It could be like halfway. It could be, you name it. This portion right here, this is what remains. Okay. How would you find out how much you still owe on a loan? Balance, right? Balance. And I will just go ahead and continue doing the years times PY, because if I don't do it, guess what? You're just gonna put in 5 in there if it's 5 years, but it's not. It's 5 times whatever PY is. Okay, so these are the components that continuously change as the loan goes on, guys. They change as the loan goes on. And here's this might be a little messy, page 90 if you're, the whole thing, guys, this whole thing from here to here is found by going N times PMT. If you want to know how much did you pay back in total, you take all of whatever N is on your calculator times whatever the payment was. That is going to be both of these chunks separated. So I think I'll just do 2 different colors because when you do pencil, you cannot see the difference. Right? So that's your loan. And this is your finance charge. I will just say this amount owing under balance. I'll put amount owing. This is amount paid off. And under interest, I will give you the option to use your formulas, right? You could also use I is equal to N times PMT minus present value. Don't forget about that one. That one gets you the total thing here. Okay, so I will go arrow, like to get that whole chunk, the whole pink one, it's this. If you want in between interest, along, like as the loan is continuing, you have to use this one. Okay, so keep that in mind. So if you ever want to know along the way, right, how much have you paid principal and interest, you would have to go sum of interest, sum of principal, add these two up, and then you would know along the way how much you've paid in total up until that point. So this is loans, mortgages, credit cards. I need some of you to review credit cards. Credit cards often have a promotional like 0% financing for like 6 months, 7 months, a year. And in that case, but just remember this, credit cards, you have to make payments. You cannot get away without making monthly payments. They have a minimum that you need to pay. Okay? It goes as low as $10 and as high as a percentage of what you owe them that month. So we'll maybe review credit cards tomorrow again. This is loans, mortgages, credit cards. I'm going to go down to this bottom part here, and I'm going to slice this in half. And I'll just say that this is for investing, okay? Investments. Investments work a little different, okay? You make a deposit, right? Regular deposit. Think of it as a small bar. That's all of your, whatever you're deciding to put in, that's the whole thing. And here you have your big bar again. At the end of your investment, some of it, right? Some of it will be your principal. That's the money you've put in. This is your money, okay, from your pocket. And this is the interest earned. That will also be a chunk, right, at any given time. So your deposit every month or every 2 weeks accumulates on the principal side. Okay? And according to what's in here, so is your interest. But it's not you're not putting the interest in. Who's giving you the interest? This is the bank. The bank is giving you this part right here. It's not you paying the interest, so you're earning it. They're giving it to you. So that's how this is different. Guess what? If you ever want to know how much you've put in, you can also use principal start end. Can you see that all right? Or you can just go present value if there's a big chunk you put in plus n times PMT. You can figure it out that way as well. Sometimes present value is 0, no big deal. Obviously, this one here is sum of interest. Start, end. And guess what? The whole thing. We don't know how big this bar is yet. It can change. If you want to know how much you have ever at any given moment, it's balance years times PY. Sorry, that is not the prettiest, but if you want to know how much you have, that's how you do that. No deposits, no regular, right? No regular deposits. PY is equal to CY. I know the bell is going to go, but I just want to add this here to the loan section. Okay, usually future value is 0. Okay, sorry, I'll do this. This is the best way to do it probably. PV is price minus any down payment you have. Okay, that is very important to remember for both of them. Now, I posted, and I'm forgetting right now. Please don't write this down before you go. 2 minutes. I have test review materials. I'll just call it that. There are test review materials posted. So whatever I have posted, you work through that, okay? Work through that, please, because there's a lot of good stuff in there. I want you to, at the front of your booklet, write down, see page 90 for summary of TVM solver, okay? You go to the front, see page 90 for summary on TVM solver. Because if you don't do that, you will probably forget. It's a big booklet. Have a great day, guys. Test move to Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?